Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we can hold property in various forms, but how do we treat them from a zakah perspective? So the first way we may own property is in our personal capacity, and as we mentioned before, when you own property in your personal capacity, it's regarded as a non-zakatable asset, and there is no zakah levied on these properties, even if you have more than one personal home. Another way you may own property is when you acquire it as a capital asset for rental purposes. And we've mentioned that the value of the property is not zakatable. What may be zakatable is the net rental income if it's saved and still in your ownership on the day you're doing your zakah calculation. And then we may own shares within companies that hold properties. And the one way is where you own shares in a company that owns property for rental purposes as well. So this is where they own a portfolio of properties for rental income. And similarly, as we mentioned for the capital asset, these properties, the values thereof are not zakatable. The rental income, obviously, as you may receive in terms of dividends, etc., would only be zakatable if it's still saved by you and held by you in your ownership on the day you're doing your zakah calculation. But what may be zakatable in this company is the other zakatable assets, like the cash and cash equivalents, the receivables. Those are zakatable assets that are still levied within the company, on which you pay on your percentage share of these zakatable assets, and you're also allowed to deduct certain current liabilities relating to tax payables, trade payables, etc. Then we may own a share in a company that is a property development company, and this is where the properties are now regarded as trading stock and is valued at market value. So similarly, as we've mentioned, the zakatable assets now within this company would include the property as trading stock, its cash and cash equivalents, receivables, and you're allowed to deduct those current liabilities as mentioned, and your percentage share of these net zakatable assets would form part of your zakatable wealth. And that's how we treat zakah within the various forms of which you may own property.